We are live.
Cool. Hey, everyone. This is Evan Welchel. I am the VP of Revenue Marketing here at GitLab. Our group consists of the Sales Development Group, the Field Marketing Group, the Account-Based Marketing Group, and Marketing Operations. We do a rotating schedule, and today is the Field Marketing Group conversation featuring Leslie Blanchard. I believe everybody's gotten the slides. We do have some questions in the doc. I will let Leslie kick it off, but first I just want to give Leslie and her team a shout out. This has been a very interesting year. It's a very interesting year to be in field marketing too, and they have done a complete pivot to really focusing on virtual campaigns and have done some really cool, interesting, and creative things and gotten some great results out of it. So presentation highlights some of those results. Reporting is evolving for us, but it's getting a lot better. So we've got some really cool data in the reports, and Leslie and team have worked very hard on doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to Leslie. She's the expert and y'all will want to hear from her. So
thanks, Evan. So we've got a really jam-packed deck with tons of information. So I'm going to allow y'all to flip through. I know we've got some questions, but I just want to take a minute to talk through some of the high points from field marketing. So we have been iterating on strategies for how we reach our GL 4,300 and mid-market 4,000 focus accounts. In EMEA, we've had some good traction with third party who's really helping us arrange some one-on-one meetings with the EMEA sales team and companies from our focus account list. And since I've mentioned EMEA, I would be remiss if I didn't send you down to slide 31, where we've even had one of our focus accounts reach out to us to speak about their conference on the topic of remote work. So that was super cool to see. And then from an America standpoint, our relationship with the SDRs has really been focused on outreach, driving folks to our workshops, and then our various experiential marketing campaigns, such as our winter warm-up campaign, where we're focusing on meeting creation. And then in APAC, I'm sure they're sleeping right now, but in collaboration with our campaign manager, Jenny Tiemann, and our inbound marketing team, we're getting some motion going on the Japanese localization project. So we're really excited about that. And then just another quick point, we are digging into the details of our performance management tool, Allocadia, which is where we'll be doing budgeting planning for FY22. So we've been spending some time on that project, and I know field marketers are longing for a day when they can log in and not have formulas broken on their budgeting spreadsheet. So I am super excited about that for them. And so just a quick overview. I see we've got some questions in the doc. So Hannah B.
Thanks. Well, I want to start off just like Evan did with a big thank you. Thank you, Leslie, for your leadership and partnership. I always know that I can come to you with any question, big or small, and you'll help me out. And to your team, truly, I think each week in my one-on-ones and my team meetings, your team in APAC and EMEA and Americas, every single person is called out for being collaborative, patient, supportive, creative, just all the things that we really, appreciate and help us bring results. So thank you so much for that. My question is based on kind of all of your experience and your perspective that I trust so much. Based on what you know from this year, what do you want to do more or less of next year? And what are you excited about for next fiscal year?
Yeah, thanks. I'll say the continuation of our workshop program. So we now have 4 versions of the workshop, which our teams have worked really hard on. So we've got the DevOps automation workshops, kind of like a one-on-one workshop that also includes some CI. And then we have an advanced CI/CD workshop. We've got a security-focused workshop. And then we've got a project management workshop that our public sector, I believe, is the only team that's run that one to date. But the numbers are looking really good from an ROI standpoint. So to date, I don't know if Dale's on the call, but last time he asked me this question about the investments that we're making in workshops and how that's turning out. But we've got about $3.6 million in linear attribution IACV from the workshops that we've run. And the pipe to spend is extremely high for these workshops because they don't cost us a lot of money to actually conduct. Back when we were in person, we would have to rent a space, and we would have to get some refreshments for folks, and we would probably have a happy hour afterwards to try to foster some networking there. Now, while it doesn't cost us a lot in marketing dollars, it does cost us a lot of employee hours. So I do want to be sure to thank the SAs and the TAMs, who I know have spent a lot of hours working with the team on these workshops. And then I'm also really excited next year about, and this year, for the remainder of the year, really having the teams put good use of their demand-based certifications. I think the demand base is really going to be powerful when we have the focus audiences built out per region. We can actually get in and say, and see per region, these accounts are trending high or trending low, and they're searching on this data. And the field marketers can then use that to build their regional plans and really foster that collaboration and alignment with the outbound work that the SDRs are doing. So, I think we've got Ken on from America, and we also have Antonio on from EMEA. I'd love to give them a platform to be heard and share with y'all what they are excited about and what they want to do more of based on the experience that we've had this year. So maybe let's start with Ken. I'll hand it over to you.
Sounds good. I was going to jump in anyway, Leslie, because Antonio always gets to go first. So I was going to use her. I echo your sentiment about the workshops. They have been absolutely phenomenal. And a huge shout out specifically to Helen Ortel, who kind of spearheaded the workshops in the public sector and got them off and rolling. A lot of the activity around demand gen in public sector is 90% live event based, and we lost that. And without her creativity and coming up with a really quick substitution to fill that gap, we never missed a beat. It positioned us extremely well as a thought leadership organization. So fantastic. So definitely continuing on with the workshops. So something else that we've been doing is kind of a seasonal outbound program that is combination direct mail live event. So we had a summer program that Ginny Reed ran in the East that was really successful, and we are duplicating that now through the season. So we have a winter warm-up campaign, which is a coffee giveaway and a coffee tasting and coffee pairing. So it's like those types of activities that's keeping our audiences engaged and excited.
Sounds good. So adding to that is that
You go now.
Sorry for talking over you, Ken. Okay, so just to add to that is so what we want to do less of definitely for next year is to leave it up to others. All the great vendors. I'm not want to say that none of them is really great helping us to find the people we really want to talk to and have a conversation. So we're definitely going to do less of spending our marketing dollars on vendors that might or might not help us with achieving our goals. That's definitely the one thing that we want to really reduce to an absolute minimum, only if they can really prove to help us to where we want to be, the people we want to talk to. And that's exactly what we want to do more of, is almost building a one-to-one relationship with the accounts we think that should use GitLab. And we know for a fact they want to, they might just not know where to start and when to start with it. So we really want to look into, it's all going to be account strategic, account centric. We really want to build a relationship. Everything we do needs to be personalized. So going from creating a big awareness, throwing out the marketing dollars, going really wide to going really narrow, really specific. And this is the good thing. What I'm really excited about is that it is really hard to be strategic if you don't have the data to look into. And that's something that's developing really, really well. And we're going to have more of that. What is important to us is to understand where we want to double down and what are the things that we don't want to repeat. That's really going to help us extremely next year. to develop the accounts and talk to the people and get to know our customers, our prospects we really want to do business with. So that's the one thing I'm really excited about, that the reporting, the dashboard, that's also developing quite nicely, how much that's going to help us to be very efficient also with every dollar, turning every dollar into a 10x pipeline where possible.
Great. Thanks, Antonio. Katie, you've got the next question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the neighbor's dog is freaking out right now, so hopefully we can hear that. So on slide 22, you referenced the Better Manager program. I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, gladly. And then since you took us to slide 22, I just want to do a quick shout out to the field marketing team again. So 63% of the team received a discretionary bonus this year, which I think is pretty awesome. So that was great to see. But back to your Better Manager question. I'll speak specifically to my personal experience. I know there were a few others. I think it was a marketing only pilot. I don't know if Jess Mitchell's on, but feel free to jump in and correct me if I say anything wrong. But I was approached about joining this. It was a 6-session pilot program. And I specifically wanted to focus my time with my coach. So we were each given a coach. And I wanted to focus my time on how to be a better manager to those who reported directly to me. So in March, when I interviewed and got the director role, it was my first time managing people who then managed people. And so with my coach, we focused on how I can ask better open-ended questions. And I have a printout. It's like several pages sitting here at my desk that I'll flip through every now and then. And we also focused on ways to give feedback and seeking permission, and the importance of seeking permission when giving feedback. So I personally really enjoyed the sessions, and it's something, the content that I received from them is something that I'm still continuing to work on. As far as the program goes, I'm not actually sure if we are continuing down that path with Better Manager. But I was just on the continuous learning and development monthly call, and saw that they have a manager challenge program that they kicked off in September. And this is more focused on GitLab specifics, and a spot opened up for the January program. And so I've joined that. And then I saw that Ken joined as well from the Americas team. So I'm really excited to jump into that. And I think right now it's only for people managers, but they have talked about, I think, about opening it up to more. But thank you. Emily, you've got the next one?
Yeah, I was wanting to hear a little bit more about the Mayor West t-shirt campaign referenced on slide 10, just kind of wanting to know what you think made it so successful, and if we're planning on doing more of that across America. And then Elsha wants to know about EMEA.
Okay, Leslie, I can take that if you want. That was a program where we targeted leads that were currently in the system but had gone cold, that we needed to re-engage. So the West team, Rich Hancock and Rachel Hill, created a survey that was a re-engagement type of program, and based upon completion of the survey and agreeing to a meeting, they received a t-shirt. I thought it was a really creative and innovative way to re-engage folks, because as cheesy as it sounds, one of the main things people loved about going to trade shows and all of our live events is walking away with a really cool GitLab t-shirt. And we didn't have an opportunity to give anybody any really cool GitLab t-shirts, which of course is always free promotion for us when they wear it. So highly successful, great success rate. Yes, we are replicating it across EMEA, and I am happy to work with Antonio and rolling it out across EMEA.
That's such a...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's such a unique take, because I think a lot of companies are trying to, for lack of a better term, bribe folks for meetings. So going after somebody who had shown interest in us already is such a great way to kind of utilize that type of a campaign.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of that these days. We're doing a lot of acceleration and awareness programs, specifically around the 4300. And part of that now, because we are lacking the ability to engage in live environments, is a direct mail component of some kind of a giveaway, some kind of a, well, bribe, but we like to call it gift.
I think it's only a bribe if they don't really secretly want it and are just doing it for the gift card, etc. So I like the t-shirt component.
We have been shying away from the gift card type of thing and getting a little bit more creative with our gifts just to engage. So the t-shirt thing worked really well. We're doing like I said earlier, the winter warm up, which is a coffee giveaway. We did a virtual beer tasting, which was phenomenally successful. 3.6 million in pipe, I think, as a result of that. So all of those creative type of events, I've got to, credit my team in Amer. They have been phenomenal at coming up with really creative ways to engage.
Awesome, thank you.
And I just wanted to answer Alcha's question. Yes, we have scheduled it in already for March, so we're going to reach out to you and your team to work with you on that. And also, Ken, thanks for your support to help us to make it as successful as it was for your region.
Thanks, Antonia.
Megan, you've got the next question.
Yeah, hi. So I saw on slide 8, you were talking about your program being really focused on that relationship building and stuff like that. And I'm fairly new to GitLab, so that was a really great summary. When I saw the field marketing, I was like, what exactly do they do? So awesome. But what I noticed when I was reading through your handbook page is I think that we actually have some mutual goals. And so I just wanted to put some information in there from the risk and field security standpoint. We have an OKR right now that's actually specifically focused on reducing the time to closure. So you don't have to answer now, but I wanted to put this in the agenda to see if there was any interest from your team on maybe partnering on some of the campaigns or collateral in the future from a security standpoint too, and increase that security visibility. So like I said, no need to answer right now, but I just wanted to put that on the agenda, and maybe we can set up a coffee chat in the future and see what that relationship looks like. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you. I'm happy to answer now. We're always looking for ways to collaborate with product. So would be happy to do that. I don't want to sign a specific person up for that right now, so I'll take that offline. But we work really closely. I don't know, Helen, do you or Rachel want to talk about how the content for the security workshop came together? I know Cindy Blake was really instrumental in that. I don't know if anybody else was that y'all want to mention.
I think Rachel and Rich should answer that one.
Okay.
Well, today is Rich's birthday, so he is not on the call.
Oh, happy birthday, Rich.
I think he may be enjoying a mimosa because it is 8:18 on the West Coast. But if Rachel, you're on the call, maybe you can speak to it.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me? My audio's been giving me some trouble. So it was a lot of work from different teams all came together to collaborate. Leslie, like you said, Cindy Blake was integral to the success of this, and the SA teams. It's so important to give the SAs a shout out to this. These workshops would not be able to get done without them. So what we're able to do is all come together. We've had conversations with like Parker Innes as well when we're doing these workshops, trying to get feedback from everyone, make sure we have all the labs set up with Jeff Martin's team. So everyone's come together to kind of make these a success and try to make it as easy as possible and streamlined for the attendees. For the content creation, I'll go ahead and I'll link some information about the handbook where you can go to kind of check that out. We have some recordings as well, so you can see the previous workshops that we've done. So if you have any questions on the content there or how to iterate upon it, we are all ears. So just let us know.
I appreciate that. And like I said in there too, so if you want to reach out, if there's something, a specific campaign that you're working on or anything, but I definitely will take a look at those links if you want to go ahead and put them in the agenda. And starting in the new year, let's chat about that as well, because I think we have some mutual goals here. So I think it'd be very beneficial. So thank you for that. Sure.
Looking forward to working with you.
I mean, that's the point of these group
Likewise.
conversations, right? So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
No, I love the group conversations because especially being relatively new, like I said, I didn't know much about your team until now. And then I'm like, oh, they'd be great to work with. So I really, really appreciate this. This was great. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Sid, you've got the next question.
Yeah, I was wondering what GL 4300 and MM 4000 were, but I see that there's a great handbook page about that. Thank you for that. Two thoughts. Shouldn't it be LG 4300 because it's large? Maybe that's a historical artifact, if so, no need to change. And small reminder, like don't use an FAQ format. It's really hard to maintain. It's a great page, just don't call it an FAQ. Just have a header for every question.
Awesome. I'll let Emily Lears jump in and if you have anything that you want to say, because you own that section. I think you've been doing a great job with it.
Sure. So the GL 4300 and the mid-market 4000 are our first order logo target or focus account lists. The handbook page is kind of an ever moving target, and the FAQ, completely agree on changing that. It actually came out of, we kind of iterated very quickly. And so we have an internal documentation on, questions flying everywhere. So we will get that updated and have headers for all of kind of the information and how those lists are refilled moving forward. It is, the GL 4300 is kind of the original list. So it stood for GitLab. But to your point, we will probably iterate on what we end up calling the focus lists moving forward because the numbers might change. There's a lot of kind of moving parts on those. So.
Cool. Yeah, no need to change it now. And we'll probably, as you said, we'll probably have a different number and then we can do large at that time. And I think the handbook page actually is really good. I just don't call it a FAQ header. Just dump the information on there. But FAQ, if you put that on, people feel like they don't need to organize it anymore. So I'd rather have something ugly than kind of creating this junk drawer that you get with an FAQ header.
I like it. Thank you.
Thanks, Sid. Mahesh, you've got the next one?
Yes, I thought the workshop's a fantastic idea. And my question really was, are we targeting mainly net new customers, or are we also looking at customers that adopt GitLab Core? Speaking to some people in the EMEA team, I found that this is a very effective tactic potentially in accounts that are at a very small departmental level, but they want to influence many other departments to adopt it before any top-down decisions are made around choice of product. So I think this is a great tool, given that we are doing online. Can you consider expanding it to our core customers too?
Yeah, I think the challenge here is identifying core and how do we reach out to core. I know we've got a big project going on from that standpoint. And I actually this week talked to Ty Davis, who runs our technical product marketing org, for those of you who don't know Ty. And we talked about how can we get technical product marketing to help build some of this content, especially as we're talking about some of our competitive campaigns. Is there a workshop piece that we can add in, really hone into those accounts that we're targeting there? So yes, certainly, short answer. Well, we've got time for one more question, I guess 1 more minute. If not, y'all have a happy holiday, and thank you so much for all the questions. It was really great to see y'all.